Hello, welcome. Sunday today. Hope you've had a great weekend. Hope you managed to relax if you're working tomorrow. Hope you've been able to enjoy the weather. Uh, for my part, I don't really enjoy warm weather, and here in the south of Sweden has been extremely warm. So it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle, especially at night when I just can't sleep. I've been working a lot on a couple of chess projects. My day job is software developer, or IT engineer is the title. Do a bunch of stuff, and I'm preparing a few interesting things for the chess streamers and for the chess community in general. I hope to release it really soon, at least one of the three projects that I have. Can't go into more details right now, but it's in the final stages. We will start with beta testing maybe next week. And if you're interested in being part of that, drop me a message. I can talk more about it in private if you want. It's nothing really top secret. I mean, it's not. I'm not working with any big celebrity or anything like that. But I really think it's pretty cool what I'm doing. I kind of have to to keep the motivation going. So for today, I've been thinking just to brush off my tactics. I watched the Carlsen MVL game today, and that had some interesting moments. Let me see, maybe do we have a study for that? Yep, sorry, studies. Maybe someone already put the study. Bill, where is Bill? Bill Grandmaster Tournaments. Here we have Carlsen Navarro, but this is from another round. So not this one. Round 3, this is against Fiedler. I'm looking for the latest. The last round play, the one from today, I think it's round 8 maybe? Yep, maybe it's round 8. Okay, build round 7. Oh, it was round 7. Wait, one day ago? Last move was rook b5. Yep, this is the final position. I don't need the engine. I don't want the engine actually. Okay, let's hide this. How does it look? It's a bit chopped. Let's see if I can fix that. Where is the board? Yep. Okay. I'm trying to fix the screen a little bit so you guys can see everything. Okay, I guess I can't because I'm already streaming. Okay, never mind. You guys are missing just like 10 pixels on the right. It's not the end of the world. Anyways, okay, let's look at the game. Everything so far normal, just a Sicilian, Nashdorf. I've heard Nashdorf, I've heard Neidorf, I've heard Niedorf. That was a bit weird, but like what happened to the A? So far nothing really special. Yep. I am a Scheveningen Sicilian player, so some themes are similar. This thing reminds me of a dragon, this bishop reminds me of a dragon. One theme is this backward pawn. We can see some holes around this area on the queen side. We also have a semi-open file here, so that's important. That's another theme. I'm not a fan of this setup for black. I try to avoid it. There was one moment here. This seems fine. I know it's theory, but I don't understand this move. It seems like this bishop is a happy guy. I'm not saying that black should try to get rid of this bishop, but it just feels like this knight has nowhere to go. Like, there are no good squares, there are no really good plans, nothing that I can see. There can be pressure here, of course, maybe some themes of opening up, exchanging, and then maybe attacking a little bit more. But as it stands right now, this bishop is a bit limited, and this knight is just not... It can move. I mean, the only move is knight c1. I can't immediately see an idea for this knight, except maybe that exchange, and then the knight will forever put pressure on this pawn. But this takes a while. This takes a while, and if needed, black can challenge it in 3 tempi, while it takes 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to get there. So I'm not entirely sure. This is a good move. After h3, h3 seems normal. I guess in some scenarios white will want to push if the timing is right. I don't see exactly in what situation would white want to push, because pushing releases the diagonal for the bishop, either by capturing or by pushing. I'm thinking capturing because there's no pawn to protect it. It takes a bit of preparation to actually be able to push. But still, this move I don't understand. Knight c5, I don't understand it. It makes life easier for white. The engine is saying already 1 point for white, but I think it's not exactly because of this move, but the general configuration, which is a bit extreme, I think, to say that the opening was such a success for white. I don't think that's very accurate. But this move right here, I didn't understand it, and it's something that I need to maybe study more, maybe find more games with this position, because to me it just looks like it's making life easier for white. Rook a3, it's a bit of a shame that we have this computer analysis, but if we remove that, inline notation, yeah, okay. This is actually prettier. I like this format better, and it actually works a little bit better with the screen that I have. Okay. So yeah, knight h7. I'm thinking this is pretty clear. This intention to push f5, which I think it makes complete sense, because there's not a lot of play here. I mean, black, I don't see how black can initiate play on the queen side. This bishop, however, it seems pretty useful, aiming at e8, stopping a rook from getting there and helping with the pawn push. We can't have a rook here helping with this. So I'm not exactly sure what was the goal with knight h7, if there was anything specific. This isn't really going anywhere. There's no way to put pressure here directly because the bishop is always protecting it. But maybe this was an idea. I know it would give a passed pawn for white, and that's probably suicide against Carlsen. Also, this pawn would be weak, so I guess this is coherent. It might be a bit too optimistic to expect white to trade pieces here, because in every sense of the word, the knight on e8 is worse than the bishop here. So rook b3 and f5. I think what black wants to play is free this bishop. I mean, play e4 in a safe way and free the bishop. Which is a bit interesting because if white wanted, they could force the exchange right now. And it's probably a very dry position. I can see that without these two bishops, play would focus on the king side. And this bishop has no easy access to the king side. It's blocked by its own pawns. So the only way for the bishop to get into the king side action would be if black allows it to play bishop d7. And then hopefully bishop e6. That is the only way that white could activate the bishop if the dark square bishops are exchanged. But that doesn't happen. Black activates the rook directly, but I think the most important point is that it intends to attack the pawn on a5. With this maneuver, it would be the pawn, the rook putting pressure on the pawn, and the queen putting pressure on the pawn. During the game, I was looking at lines related to queen e1 and bishop d2, just aiming for this pawn. There are several ways to go about it. A pawn push is never ideal because there are two defenders. But it's something to keep in mind, I think. Yeah, okay, this was maybe another threat, rook b7. And maybe that's the point. Notice that I'm completely ignoring the fact that the bishop is attacking the rook. I'm focusing more on the strategic ideas behind this. Of course, rook on the 7th rank would be tremendous for white. It would be absolutely winning in many ways. It restricts a lot of movement from the queen. If the rook manages to get on b7, the queen would be forced to move. And it has only two squares where it can move. Here and here. After that, it's time for maybe white to continue bringing the other rook. That's not unheard of. A bit of a zigzag or a snake-like move, but it's perfectly valid. So, in order to avoid rook b7, there are two moves. Rook a7 and rook b8. The computer prefers rook a7, which is... I'm not able to say which one is better. I do like Maxim's approach. He plays rook a b8 with the idea that if white ever captures, the other rook can scoop over, and at the same time putting some pressure on the b2 pawn. If black is ever able to play e4, then this bishop would be a monster. It would be really, really good. So now we have rook b5, attacking twice. And this is a very critical moment. Or maybe not right now, but we're approaching a very critical point of the game. Black plays f4, bishop f2 on the move, and e4. Now this is a very sensitive point in the game. Black finally is able to free the bishop. At this time, the queen is protecting the b2 pawn. The rook is protecting the b2 pawn. And another important square, the d4 square. The bishop is also protecting the d4 square. The queen is also protecting the d4 square. But here is the strategic idea. The bishop on d4 is protected by the bishop on c5 and is infiltrating white's camp. From its stance right now, it's not really attacking anywhere near the king. It's only attacking the queen side, but there's not a lot going on in the queen side. There are no pieces in any of these squares. It's just one pawn. And while a pawn can definitely win a game, this pawn needs a lot of work to actually become a threat. Or, in its defect, a black pawn is still a long way before it becomes a threat. So there's a temporary sacrifice right now. White could take the pawn on e4. That would allow black to just push f3. And that's a theme in the game. Breaking the king position, the white king's position. Breaking it open. Just tearing it apart. From h7, the knight can jump back rather quickly into action. The rook is ready to bust open. The queen can infiltrate really quickly. So when black played e4, it's doing two things. It's ignoring the threat on a5. It's threatening to fork the queen and the bishop. And at the same time, it's trying to open, to provoke a weakness in the castle, in white's castle. So e4 is a very loaded move. It does a lot of things. It's also opening access to the bishop. 4 things that happen by just playing e4. One move, 4 different things. White plays queen c2, also carrying some threats of its own. It would be interesting to see this line in the game, because we could say, yes, this is just fine, and it probably is. Black can threaten to recapture the pawn, and then it's a matter of which pawn is more valuable, which is accomplishing more. Maybe something like this would be seen. I'm not entirely sure how this would continue. There are many threats, many things to take into account. This is not with an engine. I haven't really prepared for this. It looks absolutely crushing for white right now. So black has to be careful. There are many ways where this can go wrong. Maybe even something like this. Now there's pressure here. I don't know. It's a complicated position that well, look at it. We actually have the time here, and I'm thankful to whoever created this study, because they added the time. It took 20 minutes for MVL to play Queen E7. 20 minutes. Super GM spending 20 minutes on this move. It's not a bad move. It's consistent with the sacrifice, I think. The pawn sacrifice. Queen takes, f takes. White is temporarily a pawn up. It's this pawn though. We can say that it's this, the extra pawn. These two seem to be closer together and more symmetrical. So the backwards pawn is the one that is extra. Knight g5. Going for the pawn maybe. Supporting the advance. Also potentially threatening knight h3. With a tempo on the king and getting rid of the bishop. If black manages to get rid of that bishop is the one protecting d4. The queen is no longer protecting d4. The c5 pawn is protecting the d4 pawn for black. So black would be able to insert this move. This pawn is not as important, I think, as being able to infiltrate the position. So this does carry a threat, a positional threat. Rook e1. Now knight f7. Well, these are the best players in the world. I would probably have a hard time coming up with this move over the board. What about e5? I think in a good day this bishop would be somewhere else and black would be able to play bishop d4 and then knight e5, because knight e5 is a very nice move. The knight from e5 is supporting the pawn advance, is attacking a weak pawn because there's no piece protecting it, and is also threatening to exchange the bishop. From e5, I don't think I would want to exchange it for this bishop. Really don't see that happening. But it's nonetheless a threat. Eventually, maybe black would be able to win a pawn in that way. Okay, protecting the pawn. Not really threatening to advance, I don't think. Also, we have to remember that black is completely ignoring this pawn. I guess that's the how can I say it? Not compensation, but the idea. If white is ever to take here, black can take the b2 pawn, and then we get more infiltration into white's camp. It seems that black's setup allows quick access if white is not careful. So rook a b1, knight g5, going for this pawn. So in a way, the knight coming here was saying to Carson, okay, so while you are protecting this guy, my knight can do something more useful. I still don't know what's the idea behind rook b1 and this little dance that they have. I think maybe they were, I don't know, preparing for time scrambles later on. They still have plenty of time, but I can't really see this little dance. If anything, if this was a real threat, then b3 is available and, you know, making up their mind with what's going to happen here. Anyways, rook b1 is played, knight g5, rook takes a5, finally. Now this is a move that I didn't see, and when I was watching the game live, it took me by surprise. Black is able to take this pawn, either with the bishop or the rook, which leads me to believe that this pawn push is even more important than anything else, even more than capturing this pawn, which would actually threaten a fork here. I don't know. It's even more important than this pawn push is even more important than taking on b2, simplifying the position, which might actually be completely losing for black because of this pass pawn, which, you know, the bishop is protecting the promotion square. But yeah, this is a move that I did not consider, and seeing how the game proceeded, I think MVL calculated a lot with this move. We can see that Carlsen spent 12 minutes on Rook b5, and MVL spent not even 20 seconds on Rook d3. This keeps screaming at me. Trying to protect the pawn. Rook d2 seems strong. Seems really strong to me. Yes, going for the pawn, a very nonchalant attack, a very direct attack. But that's not what MVL played. If we notice at the time spent on this one, it was a couple of minutes. And I think they had to calculate a lot. There are many complications arising from this. Knight f7, shutting the rook. a5. I was expecting something along these lines. g3. And using the pawn as a shield against black's rook, hindering some coordination between those two. Granted, I believe this might have been accurate. Let's look at this for a moment. Maybe this would have been better. Okay, actually this first. And I'm not sure if this is worth looking into, because this is a threat. And this is already under a lot of pressure, so if white isn't careful, I don't know, it looks like they can get into a bunch of problems. This is a position that, as far as I can see, black is dominating. The idea of switching the bishop from c6 to e6 is definitely not a good one. But I do like rook d2. In this setup, I do like rook d2 quite a lot. White played a5, very direct, but at the same time ignoring all of this. Everything that is happening on the king side, white is ignoring. I'm assuming that Carlsen calculated that this is nothing to be worried about, that he would be unharmed. He played a5 directly. Rook d2 now, and a7. That's 3 pawn moves, one after the other. Meanwhile, black has been coordinating his pieces. 4 pawn moves directly. 4 pawn moves, and white is down on time. But he had to see all of this. At the very least, when he played a7. Now let's look at this move. Okay, one important detail. Look at the time. 17 minutes to 6 minutes. Carlsen spent 11 minutes on this move, allowing this. Now we because someone already added the computer evaluation, this is deemed as an inaccuracy, but I wonder what would have been another continuation if instead of A7 just this. Maybe this is the idea? Yes. I think this is what White feared, but there's a lot of risk in that. Because that A-pawn is really fast. And this is in a way the dream position for black, having this beautiful bishop here, this very, very attractive pawn here, but they're just not on time. And even if they decide, no, now I need to get rid of that, there's this check. And no matter what, that pawn is advancing, it's promoting. So at least in this sequence that I may have misplayed or missed a few things, it just doesn't work. On this line, this might be better. Let's see if we just ignore that. Let's see what happens, something like this. This actually doesn't really work. I don't know, this seems like they really had to calculate a lot. And that justifies Carson spending so much time on this one move. Notice that the rest of the moves were played really quickly. But they led to a lot of simplifications. And maybe it was all a draw from move 25 or 30, but this now seems dry. This seems really dry. And this is an ending that I don't really know how to play. Maybe they were tired. Yes, there is this threat. And they dance a little bit. Maybe they had something else to play for. I'm not sure. I don't really see why they agreed to a draw here after fighting so long. But that's the game. Now, Nico, Peter, this was a weird game. I think Nico came inspired, completely fearless. Wait, yeah, I think it was this one. Let me see, what was the final position? Because I didn't follow this one directly. Yeah, this is the one. Also, some brilliant moves by Peter. He was just amazing here. We have another Sicilian, a modern, and a Scheveningen. So this is where I feel comfortable, except when my opponent plays G5. Is this the Keres, the Tori attack? I have a hard time telling one from the other. Anyways. So far everything is fine. Even this I've seen before, and it's completely in the spirit of the Sicilian defense. White actually plays knight takes h6 here. With a, one would think it's a temporary sacrifice, but the point is that White can play g5, and Black takes, this is not available, or maybe it is. It's something to really weigh. Black can take, but it doesn't really do anything. This pawn is not going anywhere. So maybe this is more accurate. There is a lot of game, a lot of things happening right here. It's quite an imbalance. We have two rooks against a rook and a bishop. I don't know. Yeah. I think this should be better for black, but because this is a Sicilian, I don't dare to claim that any side is better. Not yet, at least. So they played this. This was also another threat. Here, and eventually go something like that. And this is maybe more balanced. It's one extra pawn for black, actually. But safer king situation shortly after, and I don't know. It's hard to claim anything here. I think it's very related to the plans, to what's expected. Okay, so we have bishop g4, very wild position. And after the smoke sort of clears, we have 49 minutes. He spent almost 20 minutes on this move. 20 minutes to go for this. The computer doesn't like it. I think it's just unnecessarily risky. There is some pressure against this pawn, but I think this is a more conservative idea. At some point, maybe even, changing focus to f7. Maybe trying to exchange here and then push h5. Hi Pythagoras, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Just checking today's games from Beal. This guy Nico Georgiadis, I think he got super inspired against Peter today. Nico is from Switzerland, I think. The last name, well, actually the name and the last name, the whole thing, sounds Greek to me, but I think he's from, or playing for Switzerland at least. So check out, it sounds to me Greek. That's my impression. I'm not really sure where he's from or where his parents are from, but oh yeah, I remember you mentioned that. So maybe you should know if Nico Georgiadis is Greek. You guys are tough. I've seen you play, man. So this move, 20 minutes to play bishop takes a6. Peter... Oh, okay. My mistake. It just sounded Greek to me. So Peter spent almost 10 minutes on this move. I think he realized that he had to do something. There wasn't really any tricks. I'm guessing he was looking at something like queen here or maybe queen b6. This hang stuff. I don't know. I think he didn't find any tricks, so he just went for the obvious capture. And this is the point of the combination. Pressure on f7 and pressure on f6. I think, if I remember correctly, because I haven't checked this with an engine, but I was talking to a friend and he mentioned that Peter played this perfectly. I'm not sure about that, but this move seems very useful. It blocks the rook and it sort of frees the rook on a6 to protect. Maybe threaten this at some point. I don't know. And then, in another 20 minutes, Nico sacrifices the exchange. So Nico spent 40 minutes of his time on these two moves. There are two moves that costed him 40 minutes. That's impressive. I think he was just inspired. I don't think this was any preparation, any home thing that he prepared. No. I think this was just over the board inspiration. It would be interesting to check the press conference. It seems very risky for black. I mean, everything is converging on f6. But at the same time, there's not that much happening. I mean, the black king is of course stuck in the center now, which was a side effect of playing bishop a6. Here I would be not, I don't want to say in panic mode, but I would be definitely looking into doing something to release the pressure, or maybe start running away with my king. I don't know. Something. Of course the knight can't move because there's checkmate on f7. So maybe rook h7 is an idea. I'm not sure what to play here, but Peter played rook a2, which of course carries the threat of rook a1 and then exchanging here, and if black manages to exchange these rooks, that's it, that's game over. So takes with check, gets out of the way, there's still pressure on f7, king b1, and then just goes back. Maybe at some point getting ready to exchange, maybe preparing something like this. I don't know, the rook is very useful on the open row. Yeah, because these are files. Queen f4. I'm not sure. I don't know what to think about this move. Clearly, there's an attack on the rook. It's also protecting the pawn, so it is a multi-purpose move. It's fine, but it just feels like there's not enough. Oh, sorry, that was not my intention. There's not a good discovered from the knight. To release the attack on f7, it can't really regain material. There are no forks. There's really nothing that I can see. So queen f4, and this is very ballsy. I'm not sure what to think. I think maybe Peter is just that incredibly good that he is not afraid of walking with the king. Maybe this is just too obvious for him. I would still sort of panic. I would try to really protect f7 in some way. Maybe there isn't any way. I don't know. Just surprising how they can manage the pressure. Before, what's the point? What's the point of before? This is one of those things I really can't get my head around to. Maybe there are many moves here. I don't see the point of before. I don't see what it accomplishes. And here, yes, he's down on time. And then there are still some threats. Like there's still stuff happening. But it's definitely not enough. This move though, Queen f8, it's I wouldn't know what to play here. Yes, this is advancing, this pawn is threat. But everything seems just fine for black now. So I think since this moment Peters Vidler realized that he would be able to talk the king on h6. Or that it was at least a possibility, because this is just amazing. Anyways, that's all the viewing of games that I would be doing today. Pythagoras, if you're still there, how was the weekend? What's new? What's up with life? What time is it in Greece, by the way? It is almost 11 p.m. For me right now. Oof. What's this? What's this? I can take with check. Check. Takes. 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 Here. King here. King here. King here. Whoa. Not good. Not good. Takes, and this is a draw. Okay, so I saw 1-9 that is a draw for one first move for black. This, however, maybe just here. What's the right strategy? What's the right idea here? Because I know this is a puzzle, but I don't think it's in very few moves. This is an idea. This guy is under attack. This is the only square. And then this. Okay. Let's give it another look. Bishop e7, protecting the pawn. This knight is under attack. Let's say it doesn't really work for white. Let's say white plays c6, king takes, c7, bishop d7, and that protects the promotion square. And that's a lot of material. There are no knight jumps, no checks. With this move, this knight is still attacked. So, in order to save the knight, knight c4 seems like that's the only move. This check takes, and there are no forks, because that's something you always have to be careful with when playing against knights. Forks. So knight c4, and then I'm thinking bishop b3. Bishop b3, attacking both knights, or a skewer. Then there's this check, and black doesn't have this move. Black doesn't have king b7 because the knight can go back, and that's a fork. Gotta be careful with this check. Knight here, maybe just go back, because there are only two squares. The knight from here is attacking this square, the pawn is attacking this one, and the knight is attacking this one. So covered, covered, covered. And after king a7, the knight can go somewhere else. The knight can get out of the way. This pawn would be undefended. It would be open to a check, and that's with tempo. So in this line, I think we're winning a pawn, at least so far. Am I missing an attack? What jump is there from here? This would be a nasty fork. So this knight doesn't have 8-3. There's a lot of discoordination between the knights. They don't even seem to be coming up with a net. I'm liking this move. It's forcing for white to move the knight here. Then it's not really forcing for black to play bishop e3, but it seems coherent. It seems like a normal move. Whoops. I almost spilled my Coke. Okay. I think I'm gonna play this. And that's 2400. Nice. Okay. So this idea was wrong. This is another that I just didn't consider because I was lazy. I was just lazy, that's the only explanation. I think it's worth checking out this. Nope. Then this, not even close. I was so wrong about this puzzle. I don't even see it. Okay, sort of the same idea, maybe? Yes, forcing it, yes, yes, okay. It was the same idea. I don't understand why this doesn't work for that. It forces this, it's the same here. Oh, of course, because of this check. And after this, I still don't see the coordination. But maybe that's... No, not even that. We can take with check. Oh, and then this. Okay. And it's a grind. No, sorry. Oh, no, this is still winning a piece. What the hell? I don't see it. Let me put the engine. I hope the stream doesn't lag too much. What's the reply here? Yes, I thought this was forced. This check, check, yes. Oh, the fork, yes, the fork. And after this, that move. This is what I missed. And I thought this was enough, but it clearly isn't. Yeah, and this is a game now. Yeah. Okay. This was a good one. I had the right idea, just the wrong implementation. The bishop has to stay here in order to stop in this protecting c7 in order to stop the check. So that's okay. That was a good puzzle. Okay, fireworks. Fireworks. First theme that I thought was unsound sacrifice because we can capture the queen. Then there's this check. And that would be checkmate. So it's not really an unsound sacrifice. Doesn't look like. If anything, white is actually threatening to take here. This is very, very clever. We can take with check. Queen takes, knight takes. This is in the air. It's a pawn already. There's no take here because of that. After this, there is, however, bishop takes. Takes. Yeah, the queen is gone. Knight takes e5. Knight takes e5. Pawn takes e5, queen takes d5, rook, queen takes d1. There's a difference now. The queen is not on d8, so bishop takes f7, and there's also the bishop protecting f7. Okay, knight takes e5, pawn takes e5, queen takes... This is messy, but I think it works. Bishop takes e5 seems to work. Bishop takes e5. Queen takes h5, knight takes f5. Knight takes h5, bishop takes e7. There might even be knight takes c4. Oh no, because then there is pressure here. No, it was capture. Okay, I'm gonna go for this. Yep, now I want to capture here. And get out of it. Is this a move? Is this a move right now? King g2. Bishop takes. Rook takes. And... as messy as this is, yes, I see the fork, I see the bishop fork. But then this would be a move. Tempo here and then rook something. Whoa, so many options. Queen takes d1, rook takes d1. The thing is that after rook takes d1, we can actually play bishop takes d1 because there is no bishop takes f7 check. There is, however, yeah, I guess e takes f7. E takes f6. Bishop somewhere, and then rook e1 check. And there's pressure, but I don't see the mate. Yeah, I don't see it. Without the queens, even king e7 would be interesting. Tough one. This is complicated. The point would be to give a breathing square, but now that the knight isn't covering this, that shouldn't be a problem, so I shouldn't focus on that. This takes, this is covered. This takes, and this is covered. Yeah. Yep. Okay. That was okay. That was okay. It was very complicated. I would doubt myself so much if I saw this over the board. Where is the mate? Where is the mate? That's what I'm thinking. That's all I'm thinking. Where is the mate? Where is the mate? I don't see checkmate, but it feels like it should be around the corner. Okay, this is an idea, but it only gets the exchange. And it might not even be enough. Say something like this, and after check, there's this escape route. I don't know. Doesn't seem to amount to much. Yeah, nothing with a pawn sack on a 5. A rook sack. Okay, if we could safely push this check, that would be great. Or this would also be mate. So I think this one does carry some weight. This check. Then takes. And then knight here. That would be one checkmate. What can black do about it? They can never push because it's a direct checkmate. So after knight g3, maybe rook g8, either rook, it doesn't matter. And then check, takes his only move, and then checkmate. What about a bishop move? Here, push, check, king e6, king e6. This is a move, a5 check. Well, knight g3, bishop c4, that seems better. Bishop c4. Bishop c4, check, king e6, check, can even try to hide, takes, it's too messy. This one is that line is too messy. Okay, how about here with the idea of but I don't have this protected. This check takes bleh, and this is too slow. How can I get rid of this guy? You're so annoying. Here, bishop c4. Check. Is this winning for white? It's equal. No, it's not equal material. It is quality. So this actually does carry weight. Check. King here. Here, bishop c4. If I try to stop it, they can just take. That's really not fun. Not fun at all. I'm not seeing it. I am not seeing it. Okay, this is one check, this is another check, and this is another check. This one and this one are covered by the bishop, so they don't seem great. The other one I'm thinking is here. But yeah, that's true. Hi Chakrapan, welcome to the stream. I was completely ignoring this threat. You are absolutely right. In some lines this might work, but you are absolutely right. I was ignoring it. I'm too focused on checkmating Black's king. It's annoying. Knight here would cover h1, which is good. This knight g3 seems like an overall good move, but I don't see it fully working, not for checkmate purposes. What annoys me is they have bishop c4, and that frees the e6 square for the king, and then can run or something. So what to do after bishop c4? Can I give it a kick? Can't go back. Bishop b5. And then check here, check. Whoop. Here, check. That's a route. And yeah, it's attacking here, but it's really nothing. Also might even go back. Look at this line. And then check, because I think we all can agree that if rook takes h5, that's good for white, and white should win that ending. Here, kick, check, king, e6, only move, f5, it's not even the only move. Gets messy, but I don't think I have the right idea. I do not think I have the right idea. But this is out of the question because of the checkmate. This is possible, but it leads to simplifications, and then we cannot claim that there's anything for white. There's also another threat coming. So I don't think knight c3 is the move. I feel very strongly about knight g3 because it covers this, it carries some threats. It sort of forces a bishop move. Okay, so here, check. King e6. Maybe this check. It's always risky to take here. It's risky, but I don't see it crushing. I will probably get it wrong. I will probably get it wrong. Yeah. 2394. I like the rating, but I couldn't see it. What was another idea? Yeah. And what to play now? Just changing the order. Just changing the order. Same threat. What if bishop c4 now? Check. Only move. That's a beautiful checkmate. That's a beautiful checkmate. I didn't see this. So I was right. Knight g3 was an essential move, but I didn't give this enough importance. Okay. Some nasty threats. Nasty threats. What are some threats by white? What does white have in its favor? 3 minor pieces. 1 extra pawn. A lot of activity. Let's see. 94. Pawn takes. Bishop takes, sorry. I was thinking pawn takes. There's really not that much. This guy's under attack. But white doesn't seem... Oh, this is the idea. That's the idea. And if this happens, this is the bigger threat. I'll just take here. Take. Yeah, okay. So this is the threat. This is what's going on. This is where white's play is. I also like to draw those arrows. Those arrows are my friend. Here, poof. Could just give the bishop. Have to be careful how to approach this. So this knight can't really move. If we agree that that this pawn is the jewel in white's position, then that knight is the protector. So that knight can't really move. This doesn't really put any pressure. I mean, it's pinned. Can we just push directly? And sort of ignore this because takes. This is fine. There's not enough fire. But this is an important threat. Pawn d6. There aren't that many squares actually for the queen. I guess bishop d7 would be a good reply, a natural reply at least. And then we could take on d4. But pawn d6 doesn't really need much. Rook c8 maybe, rook king ac8. Rook king ac8. And then knight e4, threatening the bishop, protecting the pawn. Problem is, yeah, hold on. Pawn d6, bishop b6. And yeah, I think that wins it. I think that would be a good reply. We kind of have to take, and then black can play rook d8, and it seems to be blocked also because the bishop controls d7. Huh. A pickle. Who would have thought that doing tactics is difficult? Oh, there's also another threat, an even stronger threat by black. This checkmate. Threats, threats, threats. I really want to move that knight on c3. I don't know why. I do not know why. Crazy line, knight takes. Bishop takes. Rook f5, tempo on the queen. Queen g4. Seems overloaded. Seems not good at all. Can't recapture because bishop takes knight and the rook is no longer protected. Oh, but then we have rook f4, tempo on the queen, king, whatever, and then capture, and this is a battery. And this is kind of strong. Black would have to give up some material to stop this. And this knight is still around. That's a crazy imbalance. In that line that I just saw, it would be knight and two rooks versus rook and queen. Sorry, knight, two rooks, and pawn on d7. I guess that should win. Ideas of knight e4, c5, and b7 protecting d8. But it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. This is more forced. And giving the queen for these two minor pieces, every simplification seems to favor white. Would I play this in an over the board game? I don't think so. But at the same time, why not? Okay, well, this is a very big nasty threat. I would rather get rid of this bishop. Because it can just sacrifice itself for the pawn, and it would not be enough, probably, for white. But this line... because there's also this instead. Rook takes. Knight is protected. Yeah, and then there's bishop takes. Bishop takes knight. The rook is no longer protected and it's under pressure. Before I had this trick with rook f4, but not now. Hmm. Okay. Before, at least I was able to free myself from that line of thought. Before knight takes, check my threat. Pawn takes, tempo on the bishop. Can't really take here because there's tempo on the queen. And the idea is that after this, the knight is no longer protected. So maybe this is the idea. Also, if takes, this is still hanging. Tempo on the bishop. Here, here. Just push. Wait, no. How can I gain another tempo? Oh, still here. Takes, takes, and here. Yep. Yeah, okay. Yeah. This was okay. 2300. I like it that Lichess is giving me high-rated puzzles. I do like that. It's being yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, but that's okay. Okay, I'm gonna check one game. Oh, the Super Blitz is playing right now. I am really not good in Super Blitz or any Blitz. Let's join. What's the worst that could happen? I lose some rating points, I don't care about that. Since I haven't been training for a while, not studying, yeah, doing tactics, but that's not enough. I can't be too critical of my game. I also had some problems with internet just before the stream. That's why I started with tactics and... Okay, trying to remember what was... Yeah, okay. Okay. Yep. Forced. Sure. Yeah, I think you might have misplayed that a little bit. Here, here. Here, just go back. Okay, make up your mind. I also want a square for this bishop. Okay, let's go. I also have to play faster. That's also one of my problems in playing Blitz. I am not a fast enough player. Ah, this comes with this. I guess I can live with that. Maybe this. Yep, let's go! Not afraid of that. Yep. Still going for this. Sure. Wasn't doing anything anyways. Let's push that. What's the right way to go? This is something that I should have studied. Like, this pawn structure is horrible for this bishop. Forced. A lot of pressure here. Text. Yup. Let's crack it open. Let's crack it open. Stop that. I don't want this pawn to advance. He wants some pressure over here. I think I don't have enough time. Some threats. Some threats. I like to threaten things. Okay. Back to tournament. I don't think that worked if he played Queen C8. Let's see. Boom 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 boom. I got a haircut this week. I still got the Clark Kent curl, so that's nice. I don't remember. I would take with the queen. This is possible. That's not really important. Yep, let's stop knight here. Yep. Yep. Oh, I thought he would play here. Can I push? Is this too risky? I think maybe I need to push. Maybe I need to push. Otherwise they're getting the center, and that's not really good for my health. What are you going to do with your life? I don't care about that. Maybe queenside expansion. This is a very dry position. I don't want to push f6 because of light squared weaknesses. That's a pawn. Now definitely queenside expansion. Is this a pawn? I don't think it's a pawn. Let's just take. And then exchange. Okay. Let's grab some space. Threatening this and this with these ideas. The queen is also protecting f7, so I'm not afraid of that. You first. There's this pawn maybe. Gladly take that. Okay. He moved just a little bit too fast. I guess he panicked. I don't know. I think I will finish the tournament and finish the stream as well. Wish me luck. The stronger opponents will be coming soon. Alaping. I don't remember what to play. I do not remember what to play. I think this is what one's supposed to play, especially after this thing, which is just weird. Yeah, I know I'm giving this up. Come on, exchange. I want the bishop pair. This is a Sicilian after all, so it's bound to be bloodthirsty. Huh. So you're challenging me to take here, I guess. That's not what I had in mind. Let me just castle. Not sure what I want to do with my life. This is an idea. Just stopping this. Yep. Tempo here. This. I can get cozy. Risky stuff. Risky stuff. I see what he's doing. Takes, 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 takes. And my king is kinda naked. He doesn't have a lot of pieces though. I think I'll go for this. Also, what about just this move? Maybe this is okay. What about this now? In what sort of problem am I getting into? There's a check here. Here, this guy's protected. Using so much time. It was a complicated position though. I don't know. What now? Aha. Yeah, risky stuff here, bishop. He can take. Risky stuff, very Sicilian, and I have to start playing faster and bring my rooks to the center. Whoa, yes, I see the bloodbath, my friend. This will also be under fire. Really? That's not the best move, I think. A bunch of pawns for sure. A bunch of pawns. If I could control here, that would be really nice. Sort of have to play this. Messy stuff. No time. I should have just taken here. Well, now that's a threat at least. Okay, take here. Yep. Now switch focus. Oh, this is hanging now. Come on, just take pieces. That was nice. Yep. That's okay. Whoa, this one. Ah, fudge! Ah, it was winning. It was completely winning at the end. But I did spend a lot of time. I guess that costed me quite a few rating points. Didn't even check. Yeah, that must have costed me a lot. Okay, and now the stronger opponents are coming. Let's see. He did muddle the waters. I don't want to allow this. Weird. Okay. Yeah, this is still not a threat. Not a threat still. Now it's a threat. Now it's a nasty threat. Let's just go back. And... I think Queen E2 was better. I guess I can switch. Okay. Maybe? Ah, this one now. That was kind. I don't see a huge threat here. Yeah, I guess this is forced. Some control here. Some control. Not enough though. I don't know how to play this position. I am hoping he blunders, but I shouldn't count on that. Seems to be playing rather well. Maybe here? That's a pickle they can't take. Okay. I'll go for that. Some coordination, some threats. Feeling very excited right now. Yeah, I guess bishop d5 doesn't really work. Queen d5 works. Queen d5. No, there's rook a, there's queen a3 check. So that doesn't work. Yeah. Oh, features. Here, check. And whatever, the queen is gone. Oh, he left! He just left! Oh, that's not very sportsmanlike. Come on, you played a good game. Can I go back and check? No, I can't. Okay, I can do this though. This was just messing. I mean, I was just poking around a little bit. Yeah, this was a definite blunder. Instead of this, maybe this. I'm not really threatening that much. It was basically sort of lost. Okay, last game. Last game of the night. Stand by, Purefan. Pairing players, get ready. It would be nice to finish the day with a plus rating. That would be nice. What was the move? I always forget this. I don't know why. I play this all the time and I always forget it. Wow, really? Is that what you're gonna play? Sure. Sure. I guess I can't stop this, and this was a blunder. Maybe this is just better, and yeah, oh gosh. Now I have to play this. Okay. Still not super lost. Still not super lost. Yeah. Covering here. Guess this is the idea. This is the fear. This is the fear. It's a real fear. True. Now this is the idea. Maybe this is better. Yeah, this is definitely better. Now I have some access to these squares. And I can play this. Which, gosh, this might have been better. I don't know. I don't know a lot. I am, however, a bit scared because this is coming. I think I can play this with these sort of nasty things coming. Reinforcing. Okay. I mean, it's just an exchange, and this is a passed pawn, sort of. Well, not really a passed pawn. Is there check? Is there check? Did I miss check? Oh, I mean, no. There's going back. There's going back. There's no weird stuff. Okay, some activity. Open file. No castling. Maybe this. Yeah. What about... This is forced. I have to play this. Threatening here. Okay. Just this. Ah, fudge. This is still a threat. This is falling. I played that way too fast. What's the bigger threat? What's after that? This is more of a reflex, but... maybe this was more accurate. Check here. Check. I don't know how to play this. I'm totally busted. Ah! Again, a winning end game. Oh, time! Well, that was the last game of the tournament anyways, but time! Ah, I think I even pre-moved correctly a few. Not here. He had this. We dance a little bit, but... oh, gosh! Should have removed this. Go for the cheapos. Anyways. Let's just pause it. So I won 3 out of 5, which gives me with a -6 overall. Come on, I have to get one tactic right. I want to get... come on. Ah! That was sad. Sad, sad, sad. Okay, first thing I'm looking at is rook takes, rook c1, bishop takes. Bishop takes, rook takes, queen is under attack, there's no way to protect this knight. Queen here takes, queen takes. And the knight is under pressure, but there's this move, threatening forks. So the imbalance would be 2 bishops for rook and pawn. Maybe not ideal. Can we trap the queen in some other way? Bishop here. There are 2 squares for the queen. Okay. If queen here, we have this with tempo. These are both attacked. This guy's protected. Queen has to move. And then we just take. If queen here... Duh, this is not possible. This is the only square. Okay, there's this other square though. Sorry, yeah. Bishop here, queen... Queen c2. Queen c2 offers a lot more chances. So frustrating. I played those games better. I played better, just slower. Bleh, bleh, bleh. But bleh? Nee. Bleh. And... what? Then what? Trying to find it. I want to trap this queen. This queen seems trappable. This threatening... It doesn't really threaten anything, but here it takes... There's a double take. There's nothing on that. Come on! So far this is the best line that I have found. Here takes, then takes, then here with pressure. There's nothing like that. There's rook here though, and then we can capture there. I think I'll go for this. Yep. And then this move. This is what I'm seeing. This is what I am seeing, with great amounts of pressure. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Midnight o'clock. I finished the stream with -1 point overall. Not the best result that I've had. Not the best result, but... I mean, tactics-wise, I think I did improve 12 points, which is good. Blitz-wise, -13. That's less than optimal. But it's okay, that's life. I'm staying around my level, so nothing to worry about. Whoa, very high rated game. They are... Oh, but this is Blitz. I don't care about Blitz. Thought I clicked on Rapid. I'm around this level, so I'm not impressed. We make a lot of mistakes. How is that pawn ever going to promote? I don't see how that's ever going to promote. It's a light square. Yep, I don't see it. I don't see it. I think white just wasted that pawn. So... Oh, okay, okay. I think I see the point. Rook h6. That's a... yeah. I still think Rook h6 was better. Because Rook h6 allows to play Rook h1 if needed. It also allows to threaten Bishop d2 and c3. So I think the Rook should have stayed behind the pawn in this case. Play might have continued like this. And it's a shame that you can't take here. Yeah, something like this, and then the bishop gets in this diagonal, and that's a shame. That is a real shame. So maybe try to exchange for this pawn and push these two. That would be optimistic. Yeah. Wow. How did that happen? Anyways. Okay. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you enjoyed the struggle, the grind, the emotions involved, the frustration. It's been fun. It's been fun. I'll try to do it more often. But as I mentioned in the beginning of the stream, I'm working on some very interesting chess projects. It's actually chess software for chess streamers and chess professionals also. In any case, I will be talking more about this in the upcoming days, and I hope to release a closed beta maybe this week or next week, depending on how it progresses. So if you're interested in trying these things out, let me know. Send me a whisper or reach out for me on Discord. I have the invite. As soon as the stream finishes, it will show up there. It's a forever link, so just enter it whenever you want and say hi. Even if I'm not streaming, I'm checking Discord like every day. So see you guys soon. Take it easy. Bye bye.